Okay, let's just dive right in. If you run a business, you've probably felt it. The kind of low-level anxiety that your QuickBooks file is, well, a bit of a disaster waiting to happen. You know, it started out simple enough, but now it's a mess. Today, we're going to break down exactly how that happens, why it is absolutely not your fault, and how a totally modern AI-powered approach can transform that digital junk drawer into your most trusted business tool.
So let's be honest for a second. This feeling is familiar, right? You toss transactions in there, you create new accounts on the fly, and you just kind of hope for the best. And sure, it works, sorta, but you definitely wouldn't want anyone to look too closely. It's functional chaos, and deep down, you know it's holding you back.
All right, so let's give this problem a name. We're going to call it the QuickBooks junk drawer. It's a super common condition, believe me, and it has some very, very specific symptoms. Let's diagnose what a setup disaster actually looks and feels like in the real world. This quote just captures the feeling perfectly, doesn't it? This isn't just about messy data. It's about a real, deep-seated professional anxiety. It's that fear of hearing that dreaded sigh from your accountant. You know the one. The one that says, uh-oh, who set this up? It's the feeling that your financial house isn't quite in order, and you're just waiting to get found out.
And here they are, the telltale signs. If your miscellaneous expenses category is basically a black hole that contains a huge chunk of your spending, well, that's a red flag. Or maybe you've got like 3 different accounts for office supplies because you couldn't remember what you called it last time. Your reports just feel off. Your vendor list is a total mess of duplicates. And worst of all, you're now scared to touch anything for fear of making the whole fragile system just collapse. Sound familiar?
So, if all of this is hitting home, you might be thinking it's all your fault. But here is the crucial point. It's not. The problem isn't necessarily you, it's baked into the very nature of the software. In a weird way, QuickBooks is almost designed to let you fail. Let me explain what I mean by that.
And this is the big paradox. QuickBooks promises to be easy, to be flexible, to get you started fast. And hey, it is. But that very ease and flexibility, that's the trap. Because it doesn't have any real guardrails, it is incredibly easy to mess up. You think you're getting started in minutes, but what you're really doing is building your entire financial house on a shaky foundation.
This analogy is just perfect. In those first few months, everything seems fine, right? You're just laying the groundwork. But 6 months in, a year in, now you're 3 stories up. And all those little inconsistencies, the duplicate accounts, the categorization errors, they're not small cracks anymore. The whole structure is wobbling, and trying to fix it feels like an impossible task.
And believe me, that shaky foundation has real-world consequences. We're talking about profit and loss reports that show the wrong margins, which leads you to make bad business decisions. We're talking about an absolute nightmare tax season for you and your poor accountant. And critically, you're wasting hours on manual work and you're completely unable to take advantage of automation because, you can't automate chaos. Okay, enough about the problem. The good news is there is a modern, systematic way out of this mess. It's called an AI-powered audit, and it's the right way to fix your books once and for all. So what is an AI audit? Well, it's an automated process where you connect a modern AI tool to your QuickBooks file. The key difference here, compared to having a person look at it, is just scale and scope. An AI can analyze every single transaction, every account, every setting, all at the same time. It spots these systematic errors and patterns across years of data in just minutes, a task that would take a human being days, if they could even do it at all.
And instead of getting some big advice like, hey, clean up your chart of accounts, the AI gives you a specific step-by-step recipe, just like this one. It identifies the 3 duplicate accounts for office supplies, tells you which one to keep, tells you precisely what to do with the transactions in the other 2, and then which ones to delete. It's a clear, unambiguous plan of attack, no guesswork.
And the audit is incredibly comprehensive. I mean, it goes way beyond just duplicate accounts. It catches everything from expenses that are lodged in the wrong category to flawed bank connections. And this is where the AI really shines. It can cross-reference your vendor list against your expense accounts and your settings, identifying not just simple mistakes, but really complex, interconnected problems that are almost invisible to the human eye.
So once you take that AI-generated checklist and you actually implement the fixes, what happens? You make a fundamental shift from chaos to clarity. So let's talk about what success actually looks and feels like on the other side of this.
The change is absolutely night and day. That bank reconciliation that used to take you 4 agonizing hours, it now takes 15 minutes. Tax season, it goes from a full-blown panic to just a straightforward task. But honestly, the biggest transformation is emotional. You go from not trusting your numbers and always being stuck in reactive mode to making decisions with real confidence and proactively managing your business.
And this is crucial. Fixing your QuickBooks isn't just about cleaning up the past. It's about laying that solid foundation for the future. A clean setup means you can finally understand your business at a glance, you can trust your financial reports completely, and, most importantly, you unlock the ability to use powerful automation, which is just impossible when you're starting from a place of chaos.
And in the end, it really all comes down to this. This is the payoff. It's not just about clean data or efficient workflows. It's about that moment of validation, when a financial professional looks at what you've built and is genuinely impressed. That's the moment the junk drawer officially becomes a trusted, powerful tool. That is the moment you know you finally got it right.